That night, the morning, he woke up. He tried to leave his bed, he couldn't. Aliinuka, and then he called me and said, I can't stand. He doesn't look sick.
He's not in pain.
At all. He's not in pain. He hasn't lost weight. And I said, okay, tujaribu, let's try this. We made promises, and I've seen him sticking to his promises. And I am not that kind of person who will walk away. If you don't love your spouse, either walk away. Don't wait until something terrible happens or a disease comes so that you can walk away. Just walk away, kitambo.
Right now.
If you don't love them, just leave. 3 years into caregiving, my mind was full. My head was feeling like imeja. But the more I started interacting with the flowers, I felt like my brain had been washed nicely. There is a calmness that shows up. You know, it's almost like lifting something off. The journey that I have taken and the battles that I have fought, we have fought to see that he is where he is. And then you come out of the world and you found a world that doesn't want you. Because the fact that you don't have a ramp and you don't have grabbers,
A bathroom.
and you don't have a path, you're just telling me silently,
Go back.
yeah, we don't need you.
When Kui stood before Martin and promised for better for worse, she truly meant it. Like many couples, they probably imagined the worst would be the ordinary challenges that come with marriage, but life had something much bigger waiting for them. Martin was suddenly paralyzed after doctors discovered a tumor near his spine. Overnight, everything changed. Hospital visits, surgeries, and physiotherapy became their new normal, and Kui found herself stepping into a role she had never imagined, becoming her husband's full-time caregiver. Every day became about making sure Martin was okay, but somewhere along the way, Kui slowly stopped checking in on herself. Then COVID happened. She got infected, spent weeks isolated in her room, and emotionally, she reached one of the lowest points of her life, until one simple suggestion from Martin changed everything. He told her, go and check on your plants. It sounded so ordinary, but that one moment led Kui on a journey that would completely transform her life. Today, she has built one of the most beautiful home gardens you'll ever come across. But behind every plant is a story of resilience, healing, and choosing to keep going even when life doesn't go the way you planned. On today's episode, she opens up about loving her husband through one of the biggest challenges of their marriage, the emotional reality of becoming a caregiver, and how gardening unexpectedly became the therapy that helped her find herself again. Let's tune in and listen in to Kui's story.
My name is Kui Irene. Most people call me Kui anyway. I'm a mother of 2 and a wife to 1. We are in Limuru.
Yeah.
In Limuru. Yeah. It's very chilly and cold.
Yeah.
So I guess poleni sana.
I'm loving it.
You're loving it?
Yes.
Okay. And yes, I wear very many hats. Mm-hmm. Very, very many. But the one that I treasure most is the caregiving part. So I am a caregiver.
Yeah.
And I love whatever I do. And this is probably a story that we shall get to hear a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And obviously, I want to say thank you for welcoming us into this beautiful home. Mm-hmm. You have such a beautiful home. I know you get that a lot even on your TikTok when people are commenting, but this is such a beautiful home. What does this mean to you or for you? Because to us, maybe this is just a beautiful space we've gotten to experience, but for you, what does this space mean?
It's just home. Mm-hmm. It's just home where I find peace and where I bring up my children and, you know, and my family. So it's a peaceful space for me.
Yeah. And what do you love most about this space?
Everything. Yeah. This is me. This is family. It speaks a lot about who I am and what we do and what we value.
Yeah.
We value the environment. Yes, a lot. We value green. and everything in it, but also what does environment do to you. I have seen the real results of loving and appreciating the environment. So yeah, that's what it means to me.
Yeah.
It's living. I'm alive when I am here, very, very much so.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to go out, I wouldn't. I have everything that I need inside here. There is soil, I can grow my sukuma. Yeah, everything that I need is here. And I'm okay, I'm comfortable.
You are alive now. Was there a moment where you were not alive and you were just existing? Because
They show up. The reality is, life will show up in many forms. Yeah, and it will keep showing up in many forms. There's so many times that you feel like you're either stagnated or you're dead inside. Yeah. But then the key thing is, are you able to rise up? So the death part will show up all the time. That's life. Life will always give you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But the key thing is, what do you do with the bad and the ugly?
Yes.
Are you able to bring it back to the good? Yeah. So
I love that. Are you able to bring it back to the good, right? And the reason I asked you if you've existed before and not lived, I think I'm also now getting the feeling, the more I do these shows, the more I realize, man, we've just been existing. We forgot what living felt like. I think even before we started the show, we were speaking about growing up, how the things now we are learning to treasure were always there. We had good food, but we didn't know this was good food. We had these spaces, but we did not know these were good spaces, right? So maybe could you walk us through that moment where you realized, hey, nyewe Lynn, I think I've been existing, not living. Could you take us back to that?
You don't know what you have until you lose it. You don't know the value of health until you lose it. My husband was very active. Just an active guy, We would even run for about 10 kilometers from here. And Limuru is high altitude. Yes. So even for us to be able to do a 10 and back, and that was the beginning, was something. And then a year after that, for the first time, he went for a marathon. He did Lewa. And he finished. But after that, he felt like he was falling. Actually, somebody held him. He thought, oh, it's because I ran, it was too hot. So maybe it must have been because of the run.
Yeah.
But then when he came back, he started having a limp. You're like, Then I asked him, why are you limping? He said, my big toe is numb. And I don't know why. Okay. By the way, I said, you sure it's not gout? I don't drink. So it can't be gout. So we proceeded a few more days, a week after that, and this limp is increasing and there's no pain. It's not, now the numbness had moved to the toe and it was going up. And he said, okay, fine. The next time he talked, he was like, I'm feeling this is numb. Okay. And it's now the foot is numb. Yes. Like, okay, fine. What's wrong? Then he went for a funeral. And his mom asked him, why are you limping? He said, I don't know. Okay, he came back home a month. That was in October. Yeah, October is when now this became a bit now. This is obvious that he's actually limping. And even alighting or moving out of a chair, you're thinking, hey, there's something is very wrong. So we decided, okay, why don't we just find out? Just go and ask. So we started with the first doctor. And you always start small. You're thinking, let me go to a clinic. You go to a clinic, you're like, hey, this guy says you need an MRI. I'm like, MRI? All right. Let's do an MRI. And then we left, we came back, and an X-ray, MRI, X-ray, gave the result. He said, he has a back problem, so we need to do some razor something. He said, okay, can we seek another opinion? So we went to another hospital, now of course slightly bigger, a bigger hospital. And this one asks for a battery of tests. And we are thinking, what is wrong? He said, okay, from what I am seeing, there could be something going on in the back. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. You're like, hey, okay. Before we do all this, because this is really expensive now, let's look for another opinion. So we got another one. More x-rays, another more tests. And you're thinking, okay, this is crazy, because by the time we were going to Kijabe, he was on crutches. You're thinking, this is not funny. A limp and then crutches, and then now he needed a wheelchair to come from the gate to go now to the space, to the hospital. He said, because he was very, very slow. The doctors there said, okay, we can't treat you here. Can you try they have a neuro section, and it's purely for kids. So I said, why don't you go there? We check and see what's going on. So we took him there, and there was another doctor. This one, they asked for another MRI, more tests. So everywhere you go, remember they're asking you for tests, different tests. So this one, they also asked for their own tests. We had to come back to Nairobi, do the test, and take everything back.
Yes.
And by the time we were finishing with Kijabe, they said, you have a tumor. It's in your spine, at the back of the spine, and it needs to be removed. Wow, that was hard, because I think sometimes doctors don't understand, and I'm sorry, maybe it was that particular doctor, but it's the way the information was relayed was so scary. Because he said, the way he broke the news, he said, tutamkata, we shall remove 3 vertebrae, and it's behind the spine, between here and the spine. So it was inside there. That's why it was compressing. So he said, we'll have to cut, then remove 3 vertebrae so that we can access the tumor. And I asked him, okay, fine. When you do that, will you be able to put it back so that by the time you're coming up with a conclusion, he said, with the diagnosis, will he be fine? They said, no. He has to stay in the hospital with that open wound. I'm like, okay. So he said he needs to be hospitalized. They also need to do biopsy. And this is specifically for biopsy. Remove vertebrae so that you can do the biopsy. And they said there is the chances of him walking again. So maybe there is a possibility that he might just become a vegetable.
And they're saying these words to you.
Lynn, let me tell you. He may not. So that didn't go down well. And you're told always listen to your sixth sense. You're consulting with family and all that, but my sixth sense just said, Apana, let's look for another doctor. So while speaking to friends and stuff, somebody said, why don't you try India? I said, okay, we can pursue that. But in the meantime, we need to get documents. We need to have letters from the hospital, referrals and that. In between, it was just so chaotic because they didn't even want to give us transfer letters. So we had to look for another doctor, another neurosurgeon who understood what was going on. Thank God we got a very good neurosurgeon. And may he rest in peace because he passed on. But he understood Matt's scenario, kabisa. His one doctor, he said, I did neuroscience, but I'm not practicing neuroscience because we don't have the equipment. So I am so happy to send you, go to India, you'll get gamma. Gamma will help you, gamma rays. So he got all the documents and this conversation I'm having with you is for like within 6 months. So he's moved from being one healthy person to someone who is now being pushed by a wheelchair. And the number of doctors we've seen are like 6, and nobody seems to know what's going on. And he's not in pain. But the most scaring part was by the time we were leaving for India, I sat here one day when they said go to India. And I Googled. I am so happy for Google. because I Googled my way out midnight, usiku, all the time. I had like 6 hospitals interacting with me via WhatsApp. Everybody, and they're also doing their marketing. Everybody's like, we have this, we have this. So at some point I was just like, you know what, God, just lead me, whichever, however. So I landed on one particular person whom I think it was just divine connection, because this guy ended up being the guy. The condition that Matt had is called spinal dural arteriovenous fistula. In our language, it's an abnormal connection of a vein and an artery. So the artery is high blood, the pressure is higher, the vein is lower. So because it's an abnormal connection and it is behind the spine, so the vein is running downwards. So in a pumpiwa blood into the vein, so it's just keeping ballooning as it goes. So the more it's ballooning downwards, the more it's compressing the nerves. Hence, that's why by the time he was going to India, he was 70% paralyzed. So by the time we were leaving, I know he was given steroids so that the swelling, to reduce the swelling, so that he's able to get a letter, local letter that allows him to travel for medical, checkup. And that night, the morning he woke up, he tried to leave his bed, he couldn't. Aliinuka, and then he called me and said, I can't stand. Here you go. You know how hard it is when someone says, I can't stand. He doesn't look sick.
He's not in pain.
All. He's not in pain. He hasn't lost weight. He's just saying. And I said, okay, tujaribu, let's try this. So I stood by him and I said, just jaribu kuinuka. He's like, I can't. My legs can't hold me. And that's when I realized, okay, this is it. So I called my boys and I mobilized everybody. And he said, I think if he doesn't go now. So he lay down and I asked, I think either it's the following day. I tried to call the doctor and we couldn't raise him. But eventually when we did, I can't remember what he said, but I remember the following day, while he was lying on bed, I looked at him and I asked him, can you smile? He said, smile at me. And he smiled. But I'm like, he said, I'm smiling. He could only smile on one side. So that means it was almost becoming a stroke.
Yes.
Then I noticed one of his eye was lazy. So he could see me with one eye. This other one was lazy and the mouth was not moving. So he was talking with one mouth. So that's when I decided, this is it. We need to get him out of here. We did whatever we needed to do in order to get him out, and eventually we did. It's so unbelievable because in 4 days, when he landed in India and got the hospital, and in 4 days, they knew what was wrong.
In 4 days?
In 4 days. They knew what was wrong, and they knew what was the treatment. I think that's what hurts me most. To know that we are so rich as a country. We can do this. Yet we won't do it. And we keep losing our parents, our friends, our relatives,
our children
unnecessarily. They don't need to die. If Matt didn't go to India, he wouldn't be here. A doctor said, you're so lucky, because all you needed was for one of your arteries or the veins that goes to the heart to lose its muscle, and he would be gone. And that was it. Angelala hangeamka tena. Hangeamka. But we thank God that we went. The miracle in all this, we got that agent who took us to the hospital that had the required facilities for that kind of a surgery.
Yeah.
Then we also got a doctor who was doing like a Guinness record for this particular kind of a surgery. What are the odds? So he was able to do the treatment and everything else. And now we started on physio after that.
Yeah.
So we've been on physio for this long.
And God, let me take you back to what you just said. In 4 days when you guys went to India, they were able to figure out what was wrong with him.
Yes.
Compared to how many months in Kenya?
6 months.
And how many doctors?
I think about 6.
About 6.
Yes, yes.
Where is the gap?
I think it's in the equipment, because I am so sure, I want to believe that we have very good doctors. We have neurosurgeons, but if you don't have the tools, there's nothing you can do.
Not much.
The last doctor that we spoke to said that he had an opportunity to bring, and unfortunately he's gone, so he can't verify this. But he said he had been given an opportunity to bring in an equipment for free. For free. A big equipment that would have helped to do neuro surgeries.
Yeah.
But it was meant to be in Kenyatta. But it didn't happen because something went wrong somewhere along the chain.
Yes. Politics and whatever.
I say not. That wasn't me.
I will say
You
it
filled
for
the
you.
gap.
I feel.
You see?
I
You
get
filled
it.
the gap.
Yes.
So the equipments are there. We can do it. We can have state-of-the-art equipments. We can have them if we wanted to, if the government actually wanted to. That reality, and what people want to do with that information affects you directly every single day. Every single day. You are a minute away from being sick. You got here well.
Yes.
You didn't have to. That's what the whole of this thing has taught me. It's not a must I wake up. It's not a must I eat. It's not a must I see my children. It's not a must it's not a must. Sio lazima nikue hapa. Sai. I could collapse any second. But if that happened, then what? Then what?
Then what?
Where would you take me if I got sick right now? You'd start saying, this hospital, that hospital. Then you're asking, are you sure it's this one? Then before you know it, can you afford it?
Can you
afford it? So much as we don't want to talk about this, the politics of health, it affects us directly. Every single day, it will affect me and my siblings. It will affect me and my children, me and my spouse, me and, So love it, like it, hate it.
Yeah, just
one day you will have to deal with it.
I know, and you don't know how big it is until it knocks on your door.
You don't know.
You don't know,
And the impact that it has, our life has been turned around. We were laughing the other day. I haven't been away from my family for a day or two. For 6 years, it's been here and here. You can't leave because who is supposed to take in my space? I am the caregiver. I know we can employ, we can get somebody, but they won't do what I would do. Will he also, there's also him as a care recipient, does he want? Because you see, we talk about caregivers.
But
we don't talk about the feelings of that person that we are taking care of. They also have their own needs. They also want to feel loved. They want to feel empathized. They want to feel I belong. They want all these things. They want to be whoever they have always been. So the minute you bring in someone and you say, oh, this is somebody who is trained, this is what they want? No wonder you find the emotions, of even the patients will change, So someone will be happy, angry, and really mad. and really mad. And you're thinking, no, they just became mad. No. It's because their needs are not being met. And sometimes even I, as a wife, may not know 100% of what he wants. So I have had to learn very many lessons. Remember, this thing doesn't even knock on your door. It just shows up. And you have to wear that crown. You have to wear your new label, call it label, because now people start labeling you. You have to wear that gown, and it has to fit in.
Yeah.
You're not just wearing, it has to fit in. You also have to try and be comfortable with yourself. They also have to. There's so much to learn, and you're not just learning. Somebody's life is dependent on you. You see, when you're in a hospital scenario, nurses and doctors will take care of you.
Yes.
They've learned these things. They've been taught. Home-based caregivers, they know nothing. You don't know. You don't know anything about any disease. And so you will be trying each and everything that you've ever thought of. Maybe your mother said, your father said, Google said, you know? So it's a very interesting space to be in. And it calls for someone to be sober as you can be, beyond the judge that we know, as sober as you can be.
Yeah.
And you need to look for divine, whatever, strength and power to be able to walk that journey. You can be sick for one day and you will handle 7 years, every single day. But the thing is, I have always said, when you're conscious about who you are and who you want, who you are becoming, then you learn to, ni kama kujipiga panel beating. As you go. You keep panel beating yourself until this shoe you're wearing fits in. If it doesn't, you adjust.
And you panel beat.
Panel beat until it fits.
Yeah.
Because I didn't wear the shoe so that I can remove it. I didn't get married so that I can move out. That's what I'm trying to say.
I get you.
I didn't get married so that I can leave when things are too bad. We made promises. And I've seen him sticking to his promises. And I am not that kind of person who will walk away. No. Which is why now it brings in something else. If you don't love your spouse, either walk away. Don't wait until something terrible happens or a disease comes so that you can walk away. Just walk away, kitambo.
Right now.
If you don't love them, just leave. Because if you don't, disease will show up, for example, a disease, and you will leave. Because you won't have the bandwidth. You won't. Love deeply. Love deeply. If you love deeply. And that means nothing will shake you. Because there will be so many things to shake you. So many. They will come in different forms and sizes. But if you want to stay steadfast, palilia ndoa yako. Palilia. As you go. And this is both ways, for a guy
and for
a lady. Palilia. And so that when that really tough time shows up, your true self will come out.
Yeah, you know, I feel like you keep leading me to my questions, because even as I follow you, which is beautiful, you are such a beautiful person to talk to. As I'm going through your content on TikTok, you make beautiful content, by the way, on TikTok. I see the comments, and someone is actually saying, you are strong. And I think your husband was, before the illness, was such a good guy, because if I was the one, I would have left already. You've seen those comments, even people just publicly stating, huyu wangu mi siwezi kana, singekaa na yeye, right? And maybe it gives us an opportunity to get to know your husband. Maybe what talk to us about him, you know, like talk to us about him, and why for you this, for better for us, is really better for us.
I think he's just so real. He keeps saying, you know, when you're having your moments, and he's like, if I'm not real with you, then I'm faking, you know. So just be real.
Yeah.
He is so real with himself. He's not faking. He doesn't like, he likes. Yeah, I think maybe that's what I bought, so to speak. Yeah, and well, but he's very nice.
Come back here.
Yeah, he's really nice. He's a good person.
It's a good person.
He's a very good person. If you know him deep down, he's fun loving. He loves people.
I've seen you call him your best friend.
He's my best. Actually, he is my best friend. You know, if he doesn't talk to me, for example, if he was not to talk to me for a month, I'll be sick. Because now, who am I telling my stories to?
Who are you going to?
Who am I telling my stories to? I don't have many friends.
Yeah.
No, I don't have many friends, and that's okay. As you grow up, you unachuja, you start figuring out this are like you have maybe 2 or 3.
Yes.
Yeah. That's everybody else is the world. This is the world, but you will always have maybe 1 or 2 as you move on, and that's being very intentional in what you're doing, because where I am right now, I'm not looking to please people, I am content. Nimetosheka tuna with what I am, what I have, the little that I have. I'm okay. We are good. We are fine. So I am not looking forward to trying so hard to be appreciated.
You're not pleasing anyone.
I'm not pleasing anyone. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So, well, let's get deeper, because let's get back to the place where you guys came back home, right? Because I think one of the things that people don't recognize is you don't just become a caregiver. As you've said, it's a journey, you panel beat, right? For you, could you walk us through how those moments were like for you before now you became fully aware? Anyway, it's just me and Matt for life. This is just me and him. How are those moments like for you?
They were not easy. But I am grateful that I've always had my young boys around to support in one way or the other. But it was 3 years. I keep saying it was 3 years of marathon. It felt like I was on roller skates. Yani, you are at a umeva roller skates and you're going downhill. That's what it was. I was just going. So for 3 years, I never checked on me. It was always, you wake up, check on Matt, because I literally couldn't go that far, because in my head, any minute meant Matt has fallen. Because the thing is, the condition, let me call it, he's not able, he doesn't have balance. So he has to hold on to something for him to have the balance. So right now he's on the crutches.
Yes.
If he let go, he can stand for a few minutes, but then after that he has to hold again. Now you can imagine this is how many years.
Yes.
Then it was be on standby. That's what it was for me. Yeah. For him, I don't know whether it was the same thing.
Yes.
Probably because I kept on seeing him trying to say like, it's okay, just slow down. But for me, it was, what if you fall, then what? What would that fall look like? Because that fall can look like anything. A broken foot, a broken hip, his head has been hit. So for me, fear was everywhere. Moving things around, making sure that this is where he will pass. So if there is anything,
remove it.
And these are very small things that probably you don't even think of. You're thinking, oh, I bought a glass table. I'm thinking, glass table. He will fall on it and then it will cut him. So that one goes away.
Yes.
That's now how you actually start thinking, like, it's almost like the motherly instinct kicks in. So every other time I have to make sure that his food is next to him, because I know he can't carry any food.
Yes.
Everything is wherever he needs it, it's closer to he can reach it. Okay? But when he came, it was more intense, because I remember I would wake up at night and I'm sure one day you will do this, to listen whether he's still breathing. Because you're like, wait, this thing almost took him. So maybe he's very in deep sleep, but I am thinking, guy, is he still there? And I did this for quite a while until finally I said, now I checked whether you are breathing. He's like, I'm fine. I'm like, okay. And we had to do that for quite some time until now he's stabilized.
Yeah.
And also there's the part where we had to do a lot of physio. That was another area. By the way, they told us what to do. We were well equipped when by the time he was coming back. And so I keep saying, I took caregiving and I wore that cloth fully to a level where he was telling me, it's okay, please just make sure you don't get burnout. I'm like, burnout nini? We need to do this thing, we need to do physio, and it was more of tapping to wake the nerves up, and probably trying to do his legs and his hips.
Yes.
And we had to do that every single day, every morning, 2 hours, for a while, until we started seeing maybe a toe is moving. Have you ever been happy because you've seen a movement, a dot of a movement? In fact, you would sit and hit to look for the movement, because when you see that movement, you know that is where I need to hit more, because that is the nerve that is waking up. The reason why he was on wheelchair is because most of the nerves slept. They actually say if you lose use of your hand, everything sleeps. All your nerves will sleep, and until you wake them up. Okay, so that's how we knew. If you see like in a dunda, in a dunda kidogo, then you tap more, and you have to keep doing everywhere. Make sure every joint is moved. Remember, I'm not a physiotherapist. Neither are my children. None of us is. We had to do periodical. I think they prepared us when we were coming. When he was coming, they prepared us that it would take about 10 years for him to come back, to gain his mobility. It may not be 100%, but whatever we will get, we'll be happy. Whatever, it's fine. At least he's here with us. That's the beauty of it. So that was hard. Knowing that one day he's walking and then he's not walking, and then now you're trying to wake the nerves up, and knowing in mind that it will take a long time, and there's nothing that you can do besides whatever it is that you're doing. There's nothing you can do. So that was hard. Emotionally, it was stressful for all of us. For me, I could, even in him, I could see. So as a caregiver, you're taking care of your own emotions, but you're also taking care of emotions of a patient, So that is why it was so critical for me when I found, it finally clicked, that I need to take care of me so that I can be a better caregiver. Because then I was just moving. I keep saying, do you see that tire?
The red one?
The red one.
Yeah.
I came out to the house one day. There used to be a pink begonia. So I stood out there and I did a clip. Then I was not on TikTok or anything else. I just did a clip and I spoke to the flower. And I said that I hope, something like, I hope I will feel better after this.
No.
That was my lowest moment. I was so low. And when you're low, you can't show your patient that you're low. You can't tell them. So this time you're fine and you do your physio and you're, hey, let's go, let's do this. It's, it's all good. But then you go outside and you cry. You let it out. Because you're human.
And you're allowed.
And you're allowed, of course. But at that time you're thinking, I am not allowed to cry or to show my weakness in front of my patient. Because what will the patient do?
They'll start feeling like a burden.
Exactly. And then that means that they will not want help and they will push you away.
Yes.
So, hence the flower. And after that, we are talking of 2019. This is when it happened, 2019. And then 3 years in, I can't remember the years, but I know 2020 there was COVID. Yeah, 2020?
Yes.
Yes, there was COVID. And I know it's almost like he got the cue, because I got COVID in December. This was another crazy moment. I got COVID. I have to be locked in my room. Matt is, he's still doing his physio and all. And it was just me and my youngest son and Matt. And no one else could come in. So we would send for food and you leave at the gate. But then my son had now to take over everything, my younger son. And they would put food by the bedroom door, because then I could not risk Matt getting sick or Sean getting sick. So I would tell them, leave plates, leave everything here. I will sort myself. So I would come out, pick, go, try and eat and do whatever. But then, like a week or two into, he sent a message. He said, please go check on your flowers. So I came out. And that was it took me like 30 minutes to walk from the door.
Yes.
To where the flowers are. Over 30 minutes. I was just inching on. My chest was so clogged, I couldn't breathe. So I got there. And I stayed up to 6 in the evening. Then I came back. And that's how I got healed after that. Of course, I was on medication. But I managed now to, interact with something else beyond feeling sick. And so I was out. Hence, yeah, that's why I'm saying after the flower, that was my cue that you need to go out. You need to interact. You need to do a lot more with the environment. Because I can tell you, I loved flowers. Kutoka kitambo, I love earth.
Yeah.
Kulima sio shida. Interacting with the ground is fine for me. But I never thought that I would actually be obsessed even to a level where, don't you dare touch my flower. Yeah. So yeah. So that's how I got to that level.
So you started interacting with your plants.
Yes, a lot more.
Watering them. What did that teach you?
If anyone ever told me that this is where life was heading, wacha mchezo. You're lying.
Yes.
Yeah. You're lying. But you wake up to your realities of life. And I see, by the way, it grounds you. Diseases will ground you. You see life, you wear a different lens.
You see it differently.
You see life differently. Kabisa. You appreciate every breath. You appreciate every minute. This is special for me, because I've met you and I've met new friends. For me, meeting people, it's so valuable. I don't see people. I value people a lot more. Not that I didn't value them, but I'm like, anyway, this is a special moment for me. Even if it's for 5 minutes. Yes, I've met you.
Aww.
Give you the attention and everything else, because I only have this minute. This minute is all I have. This second is all I have. That's how I see life nowadays. And so with that second, what am I doing with it? Am I helping you grow? Am I breathing life into you, or am I bringing you down? And what will bringing you down, what value will it add to me? Hakuna. And so I focus more on adding value, add value to people's life. When I can, I will, And that I have borrowed a lot from plants. Because I can tell you, I have ended up having plants that I had never thought I would own. And so that gave me a different perspective about life and its creation and how huge. We know nothing about this earth. We think we know, we don't.
Tuko nje.
Kuna kitu tunajua. We know nothing. And you will die. I will die not having known a quarter of what is here, no matter how well read you are. Because with all these flowers, I still walk around and somebody's like, where did you get this one from? I'm like, Kenya. And this one, Kenya. You're like, huh? All this is, yes, they are here. Plants, they also have life. They have a life cycle. We have a life cycle. So if you look at a plant and how from seed to by the time it's flowering, and it even has a fruit, and then it dies off.
Yeah.
And then that cycle continues. So much will happen in between. And what does that teach you? It will teach you humility, patience, love, kindness. You know, all these things wrapped in a plant. It's all wrapped in there. But do you want to learn? Do you want plants to teach you? Do you want nature to teach you? If you want, you will learn. But if you see, hiyo ni plant weka, I keep saying there are so many people who have gardens, beautiful gardens, but they've never sat there. They are beautiful, but you never enjoy it.
Yes.
Because you're forever on the move. So the people who are within your compound are the ones who enjoy that space. So what's the point of having the space?
Aesthetics.
Yes. But if you slowed down, because that's what plants will teach you, slow down. Diseases will teach you the same thing. Slow down. Life is slowing you down. It's talking to you. Inakwambia, Lynn, if you don't slow down right now, and I don't mean it, touch wood.
No.
Touch wood.
Go on.
If you don't slow down right now, mwili itakudai. And when it starts asking, will you have the strength, the stamina, the finances, even the hours to take care of you? So why not take care of you now?
Right now.
Right now. Because now is all you have.
How does taking care of you look like?
Taking care of you means?
Like for you individually.
It means not eat right according to what we read. Nourish your body, have time for you. Meaning, do that which you enjoy most. For me, I found plants and kulima and whatever. If it brings you income, hallelujah. But still, income should not be the first thing.
Yeah.
The first thing should be, me, I am well, I am fed. Nimesema sukuma yangu 2-3 nimekula. I'm fed. And then the extra is what I am selling. There's one saying that has now mixed meaning. It's in my local language.
Yes.
And it says, Otoga ni matigari.
Yeah, richness.
Yes.
Richness is left over.
Yes. Whatever you've consumed, once you eat and you're full, whatever is left, hiyo ni utajiri yako sasa. And so, since it's extra, you can either give away or sell. But you see, unfortunately for us in the world where we are right now,
we sell
everything
fast.
Is commercial. So we sell fast. Okay? And then we eat later. Or we go and buy to eat. You see? We don't even care what it is that you're planting. You just plant and grow and spray and do whatever you need to do and sell. But the real thing should be take care of you.
And then
whatever is,
the leftovers.
The leftovers
do with
is
them whatever you want to do
sell.
with them.
So even I think that's the guiding principle also, which is why people are asking me, have been asking me, are you selling this thing? I'm like, not yet. So I'm just growing. Let them heal me first.
Completely.
Let them heal me.
I love that.
And then I can say, I know, I have seen the formula. It has worked for me. Do this. Beba haka kamaua kamoja, go and nurse it. Because for that plant to grow and for it to give you flowers and for it to look nice and beautiful, it's because you've put in hours, you've put in time, you've taken care of it, you've, weeding, all that. Yeah. And then it's flowering and it's looking nice and beautiful. That means you've taken care of it and you've given it 100%. I've always said, if you came today and you found dead flowers, just know even I, myself, inside,
you're dead.
Yeah. That's how the flowers talk to me. I know when I've neglected them and I know I've neglected myself. So I'm not in that space where I'm able to tender, leave alone when I'm not around or I've gone somewhere. But when I'm around and I've not taken care of the plants, something is very wrong with me.
Yeah.
And it is the same theory when you think about it. If today I met you and you have shaggy hair, whatever, you are unkept, I will say the same thing. Lynn, are you okay? How can I support you? I will know something is not right. So it's the same thing with the plants.
They know.
And me, yeah.
They know. Because I get why people would be like, hey, are you selling this? Can you landscape for us? Because it's beautiful, Because it's beautiful, but we also respect the fact that you want to be fully nurtured, you want to be fully healed, And that's not something we do with our resources, right?
Unfortunately, that's the capitalistic space that we are in, where everything is equal to money. And we've removed the human element.
The value.
We've removed that value out. And so everything is for sale to the highest bidder. Unfortunately, that leaves us very empty. Very, very empty. And I keep saying feeling grounded is such an awesome, awesome thing. 3 years into caregiving, I think almost 4, my mind was full. My head was feeling like imejaa. But if you asked me,
imejaa nini? You don't know.
I don't know. And I didn't have a way of, exhaling, exiting this, getting this thing out. Because I didn't even know what is this thing that I need to remove from my head. But the more I started interacting with the flowers is when I realized it's not so much even about the flower. It's how you distract your thought process. So as opposed to every day, you're saying, you have your schedules, this is what I will be doing. And by the end, we finish physio. So constantly, you're thinking about caregiving. So what if you now find this other item, this other thing that will distract that thought process?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I did. Unknowingly so, because it's not like
you plan for it.
I planned for it. I didn't. But yes, with hindsight now, I know. And after, having conversations with different people, and you're told, okay, fine, you distracted your thought. And it actually worked, because there's a difference between going to a gym and tending to a life. This something, you're looking at a seed where you've thrown it, and tomorrow you come out, imetokelezea, it's sprouted, and then in probably 6 months, it has a flower. Before you know it, there is a mahindi you can eat. I see your farm, and I see the joy that you also have in it, and I'm like, oh no, come on, girl, come on.
It's coming. It's coming.
It is. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's such a beautiful feeling. You can't explain it. It's indescribable. You can't. You have to experience it. You have to feel it. That's why you find that you're crazy? You're just talking about plants. Yes. What do you mean you're talking about? Yes. I would rather sit here and, take care of my plants than I go to a hotel and sit and.
As you're speaking, let me ask this for someone. I might know the answer because I'm in the journey, but I feel like you've been in that journey longer, because I know someone might be watching and they're in that space where their mind is so chaotic. It's noisy, because I've been there. It's just been so noisy, and you're like, hey, manze na cheesy, man, na cheesy, like, God, and they will be like, okay, Kui, but now, how do I just sit the whole day? What will I eat if I don't go to work, because the chaos is where the work is? So will my kids sleep hungry, right? So if I say, okay, let me slow down and maybe take care, or maybe nurture my plants or whatever, life is not waiting for me, because someone might say that.
And true to the word.
How do you answer?
True to the word. And I agree.
Yes.
That is real. We have to be real also. But I always say, it is either you slow down, ama maisha
Takudai.
Itakudai. I believe we all have free time. It is all about how are you managing your time. And then what do you do with your free time? Somebody else will say, I'll go to church on Sunday from 8 until 5 until 6. I'm like, do you really have to be in church until 6? Do you have, people do different things. But do you really have to do those things? Oh, I need to be in 20 minutes. Do you need to be in 20 meetings? Do you? Do you need to make that much money?
Yes.
That much money that we are talking of. Do you need to be do you need to be, for those who fly around, do you need to fly around? But for somebody else who say, this is my bread and butter, then I will say, it is either you listen to your body,
or
yes, there are no two ways.
Hakuna shortcut.
Even hakuna shortcut. Even depending, it doesn't matter where you are, in the scale. It doesn't matter. Kama uko huku ama uko huku. Life is life.
No one is above the program.
No one is. The body will ask, it will say, it will tell you, it will warn you. Are you alive enough to listen to that warning? So that when it tells you, slow down, and you slow down. Because we don't need to. Lynn, to say me, we are all in different categories.
Yes.
And I'm being very careful here. Yeah, because somebody else will say, oh, this one doesn't understand anything. Huyu ni babi haelewi kitu. And I'm like, my friend, it doesn't matter where you are. When your body says, it will say, it will ask. In our humble ways, there are things that you can do. You can do even in our small spaces. I keep saying, if I was living in a one room, I would still have flowers. I wish I could convert a one room into this thing that I am talking about. You can interact with flowers and plants and environment wherever you are. Because life has told us that we need to run. And you're like, where are you running to? You need to make money. Make money. And then you realize even those who've made money are still want to make money. So where does it end? Where does this end? When do you say it's enough? Because if you ask those who have, they will say, no, I don't have time. So it's about time management. Create time for yourself. A me time. Love yourself to a level where you're saying, I have time to take care of me. I have time to exhale. Others will say, I'm exhaling through this. Have a healthy way of exhaling. Healthy is the key thing. Have a healthy way of exhaling.
But allow me to ask, especially, around your social circle before this happened, right? And this is something I get to see with a lot of caregivers and the care recipients. The social circle is no longer the same. Like your friends, are they still your friends? Your close people, are they still your close? Okay. Is it that bad?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just that the reality of life hits nicely. You know, when they say you will be easily replaced when you're gone, you know, or you're no longer useful, or you're no longer available. That's a reality of life. And that's why I say we have very few friends, because not everybody will show up for you. And sometimes that's just the way life is, because people can't be on your doorstep every single day. They also have duties, obligations. They have things to do. And especially if you've been sick for so long, before you know it, people move on. So it's a reality that you have to accept as a caregiver, that people will not be there on every single day.
They'll stop calling.
They'll stop calling. There are those ones who will call in the beginning. I keep saying this is the hardest that hit me. People, there are some who will call because they're feeling guilty. And that's just the way it is. They're guilty, they've not seen you for so long, and so they will call. There are those ones who will call because they just want to know how you're doing, and in a nice way. But there are those ones who will also want to call because they want information. By the way, they're like, you're serious? Nimesikia Matt is dead. Oh. Yeah. You get different calls. By the way, that's what I'm telling you. This thing, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
When someone calls you and asks you such a question, what are you supposed to tell them? What do you tell them? You couldn't call anyone else. You had to call me to ask me such a question.
So insensitive.
Very, extremely insensitive. But you realize these are the people that are surrounding us. People will ask you all sorts of questions and accommodate them. Some you accommodate, others you learn how to say no. You know, you learn how to guard yourself, guard your heart and that of your family, and you know, and of your patient.
Yeah.
So you know when you can say, yes, now people can come, and no, not now, because he's tired.
But then how do you handle that, knowing this was my tribe, these were my friends, these are people I held, you know, dear to my heart, but they're not calling, they're not showing up. Don't you feel some type of way? Don't you feel like, come on now?
You remember when I said that you go through anger? It's part of a process. So anger becomes, you're wondering why aren't they calling, why aren't they showing up, you know? Your phone is quiet, you know, you're not interacting, even if it's people you are doing biashara with, you know, you're hustling together. Okay, yeah. But then you realize it's also not their wish. In between that process, between then and now, how many people have I lost that I knew? And even probably their family members. So they're also going through stuff. So you realize some were, probably they were intentional, others were not. They didn't mean it. You know, it's just life happened for them also. And they also had some tough stuff to deal with. And so before you realize 1 year has gone, you know, and once you're not in people's social spaces, you know,
let it go.
And then you can't catch up with them. You also have to know who you are, or the value, how much I valued or you valued me. Yeah? That's how you know these things. Did you really value me? Did you value our friendship? Did you value the fact that I am your relative? You know, did you value? So if you did, you will still be showing up in different stages. I keep saying sometimes we also have to realize that even when you're going to the battle, you don't have everybody going in, you know, to fight. You have the frontliners, and then, you know, so you have all that. And until you win or lose this battle, you will keep having, you know, troops coming in. It's not everybody who will show at the same time. So these are realities that you have to accept. even as you walk through the care journey. It's not easy because you feel abandoned, you feel like people hate you, you feel you're wondering, you were not there when I needed you most. What you didn't realize, even then probably they were taking care of someone else who is sick. So you learn to extend grace, and a lot of it.
Yeah, that's a lot of grace.
A lot of it to people. You learn to ask what happened, as opposed to a blanket judgment of you didn't show up. Are you okay? You even call to ask whether they're fine. Because you learn these lessons, you extend grace. But this you only do after you know who you are, you understand the space that you occupy.
Yeah.
So this moment of silence for me was such a critical stage in me, when I would come out of the house and stay out here for hours just working on the plants, you know. And I now go back to the thing. You remember the thing that you were saying?
Yeah.
People will ask you, unakula nini? You know, when you have someone in the house and they are sick, will you say, let me go to work nimuache? No. I thank God we have a very, very supportive family. Very, very supportive. Hey, thanks, guys. Because, like I said, I just couldn't go, you know, and he can't go. Yeah, but thank God right now he's able to do things.
Yes.
You know, and thank God for online, he can do stuff. But then, how does he go? We were hands-on people. We were in the planning space. You know, you're out there doing your own hustle. He was hands-on, and now he can't go, and you can't leave him.
Yeah.
So you dig deep into all your reserves, you know, and of course now you have your family support, even emotional support, because that's, I think, the biggest thing.
Not just financial.
Emotional support, that's the biggest, because you will die in the house. There's so many people who've died, not physically. Emotionally, you're gone. But you're in the house. You're in the house, yeah. There's a relationship between parents and their children.
Yes.
Because that is always left out.
Yeah.
You know, how do you, if your spouse gets sick, then your children, how do you onboard them? And for me, this is what worked for me. My eldest son, his dad said he would go to India with him because I had some activities that I needed to manage on this other side. Remember I said this thing doesn't knock on your door. No. It doesn't give you a notice, so it just shows up however you are. So it found us in the middle of some work, and so my son went with him, and he, of course, went through the whole process. So he was internalizing a lot of stuff. And then when they came back, it was before they came back. My younger son, I remember, because he was slightly younger. I moved him from his room into my room because I needed to have these conversations with him, you know, and also just to monitor what he's like, because he was also up and down emotionally and wondering what's going on with dad. Is he coming back? And all that, because we didn't know whether he was going to come back. We were scared, so scared. So that was a way of onboarding him. And then after that, I involved them in the physio. So are we doing the physio? I would ask them, come and see, you know, would you want to do this? Would you want, involve them, ask them questions, you know, ask them what they feel, what they think, you know, where are you right now? Because in the same way I had emotional distress, I'm sure they did. And to some extent up to now, one of them would say, I am not comfortable talking about it right now. I'm like, it's okay, when you're ready.
Okay.
When you're ready. But every so often, check in on them. Because half of the time we assume that children, they don't feel, because we are already on you grind, move, we need to do this, we need to take him here, we need medication, we need food for him, you forget that they are seeing everything. And so who takes care of them when they are down? Because they internalize when probably he's in pain, where his emotions are down. Yeah. So you find a way of onboarding them. Find a way.
Find a way. And talking of plants, how would you say they've helped in his healing journey?
Remember, if I am healed,
He
he is healed. Because I am able to, let me use this word, serve him better.
Yes.
I am able to smile. I am able to be happy. I am able to encourage him. I am able to do physio. Because I went also through a space where I just didn't have any more energy. Nimechoka, not physical, emotional. Umechoka, your body just refuses to do, not because you don't want to do, but it's just unable to, you know. So when I am a better person, I am able to work with him or even support him a lot better. So that's how it works. You know, it's almost like saying if you're a doctor, you need to go for counseling, you need to go for briefings, or debriefing, all that stuff, for you to be able to survive in that industry.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with us.
Yeah.
And I thank God to those people that I have been able to work with, that have allowed me, counseling and all that stuff. And it has worked magic. It has worked. I am a better person, actually. I am a better person than then.
Yes. I think it would be unfair to end this show without addressing how vocal you are, especially when it comes to some of the services that people who are abled differently should be able to have in this country. I've seen you in parking spaces, I've seen you in hotels, and you are wondering now, where should we pass? Could you briefly touch on that and how bad or good it is right now in our country? Do you think people like Matt, do you think we see them?
No, we don't. And that's the saddest part. Because, and I think I don't mind being controversial, because for me, this is a reality. It is okay for someone to tell me that we have ramps, we are fixing. And then I go out with Matt, there's no ramp, there's no paved space, there are no facilities, bathroom facilities. And I'm just thinking, who are we lying to? Unfortunately, this disability conversation is also becoming like that. Every other conversation where money is put ahead of everything else, of us, of a human, of a human being. Because tell me, the planning of the cities did not start yesterday with the new disability conversation. Nairobi has been here for how many years? Hotels are being constructed every single day. We have architects. We have the associations. The roads are being built every single day. But then they are built without persons with disability in mind. And then we start reacting. But they're inaniumanga, and inaniuma sana.
Yeah.
Because that hurts. Imagine the journey that I have taken and the battles that I have fought. We have fought to see that he is where he is. And then you come out of the world and you find a world that doesn't want you. Because the fact that you don't have a ramp, and you don't have grabbers,
A bathroom.
and you don't have a path, you're just telling me silently,
Go back.
yeah, we don't need you. So even in events on the, it really hurts. And I feel more for Matt than it is for me. Because you're thinking, I can push him. What if I'm not there? And that's why we have isolation issues. Not because persons with disability don't want to go out. They want to go out. They want to have life. They want to enjoy themselves. But we don't want them. The only time we want them is when we know they have money. Which is where we are right now, because the UN has said that we have this number of PWDs somewhere from a certain study that they've done. And these PWDs could come, let's say, to Kenya to enjoy our waters, our beaches, our mountains. And so because of that, then we say that we are disability friendly.
Yeah.
I am so sorry, but I will say it. We are not. We will be disability friendly for the tourists who are coming. We will have their toilets. You know, I've done rounds. We have their toilets. We have their bathrooms. They have ramps.
Space.
They have even for kids. They have vans that can move them from the airport to wherever. Or they're dropped to Masai Mara. They have a facility that can accommodate them. But our local Kenyan people who are physically challenged, you don't even need to go. End up at Kilimani, where there is construction. The roadside is full of mawe. Then the next minute you're looking at a drainage, the sewer. Where am I supposed to take Matt? How? Or you go to a building and you find they have all this, and it's a new building. And the disability conversation is already happening. But they don't have a lift, and they have stairs all the way up. If they have a ramp, iko hivi. So why are we lying
to ourselves?
Why are we lying? And it's even worse for someone who is healing. You know, it's how you treat me is what I will remember most, as opposed to even the medicine that you'll give me. So if I came to your establishment and it was not friendly for me, that's all I will remember all my life.
Yeah.
And even if I had the money, I'll go back with it. I won't spend it because you didn't want me in the first place.
Yeah.
So I wish we could stop rubber stamping things. You know, having conversations for the sake of having conversations. Rolling out things quarter way.
Yes.
I wish we could roll out
the whole mile.
Yeah, the whole mile. Because we are dealing with human beings. We're dealing with human beings. And you will only know it, how painful it is, when you get there. You won't know until you get there. And so I pray people, you know, that please don't wait. If you're in authority, please don't wait until this hits you.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing. I think for me, also this conversation was very timely. I think as you speak, the calmness, the beauty in this home is a reflection, as you've said, of where you are right now. If plants speak, then if you are definitely in not a good space, we would see through the plants. So I'm also happy that you're in such a beautiful, beautiful space, because I know for many people that are watching, maybe this is their day one or their day two of what you've gone through, you and your family, what you've been through. And I hope they can be able to pick strength from this conversation and know no matter what you're going through, then
you're not alone.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. That's the thing, you're not alone. But the most important part is allow yourself. Most of us, we don't allow ourselves to heal or even want to heal. So you're constantly stuck in your thoughts. So the beauty of actually distracting your thoughts is what takes you to the path of healing. Funny enough, do you know the day I felt like this has worked? I felt like my brain had been washed nicely. There is a calmness that shows up. You know, it's almost like lifting something off. That's what I felt. It was so real. I felt the difference. And it takes time. And like you said, you have to be intentional. You know, you have in everything that you do, to a level where you talk to yourself. I am able to pick my brain when it's going in the wrong direction. I am able to stop a thought. Because you will always have funny conversations in your head. And you're like, hey, I told you we are not going there. Rudy. And always, Rudy to the goodness of life. Always reflect on the goodness of life. For so long we have lived a life of what we've been told by the West. Not so much so what we know, what we believe in, what we have had, what we have experienced. To a level where everything that we've ever done as Africans, let me put it that way, has always been bad. So if you're farming and you're doing organic farming, then it is the wrong thing to do because you're not able to do commercial, you know? So there was always that other hand or that other voice telling you that you shouldn't do this, that it is wrong to have a shamba that has weeds. Weeds tell you something. Weeds will tell you whether your soil is fertile, whether you have the right nutrients. That's a conversation, yeah? You will be able to pick a lot. Doodles will also tell you something about your soil. But when your soil is clean and all you can see is that one plant that you planted, there's a problem. Because you must have killed everything else in order for this one plant to survive. And so, this other voice, the voice that will always tell you, ngarisha shamba yako, is not our voice. So when we are reclaiming our identity, we are saying that we were able to feed ourselves and even have extra. You know, I was so shocked that from where I come from, that we used to leave food by the either gate ama kwa shamba somewhere, so that if there's someone passing, they can eat something.
Yes.
So there was no theft of food, because wherever you go, either you'll be welcomed or you will find a snack on your way out. And even if you were to pick a fruit, you would pick one fruit or, you know, and you go as you eat, not a whole bag so that you can go sell.
Yeah.
You know, that's our identity, that we had a lot of food. We had a lot of cattle.
Yes.
But this other voice says, if you want to create more, then you must buy this and you must use it. It actually leaves you slightly poorer, because you have so many consumables. By the time you're done growing your mito, that makes sense.
Yes.
By the time you're done growing your mito, you've spent so much on either fertilizer and all that stuff, yeah? Fertilizers and chemicals to clean the shamba. So you have nothing, you've used all that money. But on this other side, you will struggle with weeds, yes.
But they're telling you something.
That soil will be very rich. It will be very rich. It will have the ring wrigglers, the tuminyos,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And those ones are good for the soil. They help to aerate the soil, you know? So I know it is hard to do organic. It is not easy.
It's not.
But
it's so beautiful.
it is beautiful.
It's so therapeutic.
It is beautiful.
Man.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
you see life. You see life in it.
And maybe let me touch on land. Your home is sitting in such a beautiful space. But then again, there's now this conversation that I've seen few posts here and there, you know, guys, there are other ways you can invest in. I'm not saying money markets or whatever, it's a bad thing, but it's how land is being stereotyped as if it's not that important. And I just feel like we as Africans, that is not something we should be subscribing to. Land is important.
It is important.
Unless you think otherwise.
It is important. It is very, it feeds us, nourishes us. So what is more important than that? Making money is good, but living is better.
Yeah.
Living is better. So having your space, a small space somewhere, a big space somewhere, whatever size it is, you know, based on what somebody can afford. Even if it's rental, like you remember I said, you only have 1 minute.
Yes.
Every minute is all you have. So wherever you are, use that soil wisely. That is your space. It's not about owning. Remember, the reality of life, you own nothing.
Zero.
So even all those titles that you have, title deeds, certificates,
leases,
you do not own them. Even your own body, you don't own it. You are here today,
you're going tomorrow.
Yeah. So I wish we could be kinder to one another, you know, so that we use our resources wisely, but we also allow other people to live, you know, so that even if it's land, anybody can. I hear that those days, people used to come together. Munalima, and then you harvest and you all eat.
Yeah.
Today, we have one guy here who is everything is overflowing. And then just next to him is somebody who slept hungry. What happened to humanity? It's hard. It's so sad. I wish we could go back to the beginning, which is where we loved each other. Chaukweli.
I know. I've not had that one for a long time. Chaukwata. You go deeper. Chaukwelo.
Yes. Love me for me.
Yeah.
Not for what I have or what I can do for you. Because that's what it is today. I am so grateful for where I am right now. Because I still feel I am a better person. A lot. A lot. And I am a better mother. I am a better wife, you know. And I'm a better daughter to somebody.
Yes.
I've grown a lot. Even in the middle of all this chaos and madness, where we didn't even understand what was happening. Yeah, but yeah, you've grown. You've grown.
And that's the gift. Growth. Growth. That's the gift. Our producer EJ is telling me, Lynn, if someone would be interested in some of the things that we are seeing here, would you be open to going commercial?
Try me.
Try.
You'll be my first client.
Yeah.
Sawa.
It's doable.
It is doable.
Man,
I have a lot. By the way, there are so many.
Yeah.
And even if they are not as many, because you see, if somebody says I want 1,000 plants, I would be like, oh my gosh.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But I would, where I've reached right now,
yes,
I am able to either source, I know what to do, or even to propagate it in my small ways.
Yes.
I can get more plants, but I would need probably time.
Yeah.
And as a passion.
Yes.
As a passion, I will tender your garden as if it is.
Yes.
I keep saying I'm breathing life into myself. It's a selfish thing for me to say I'm doing this for you, but it is for me also. So that you see the value of either kulima, planting flowers, or even doing a lawn, a nice lawn for yourself. For me, it is so personal, since I have understood the value and the process.
Yes.
So if I was to come and do maybe to plant grass for you, or even to do the flowers, I would never do them alone.
Yeah.
I would ask you, Kuja.
Kuja.
Because I don't want you to have flowers that you never look at. After 6 months, you know when you look at something for so long,
Yes.
it stops existing.
Yes.
So I want you to be in that space longer. And then you can come and tell me, now I understand. Now I see the value.
And now I connect.
And
I
now you
get it.
connect.
Now I
Yes,
get it.
yes. So yes, it is doable.
Yeah. How can they holler? Because they are gonna holler. Because this place is beautiful. And I know our audience don't play. They are going to holler. So how can they holler? Or is there an email? Or how best can they connect?
They can reach me on my page.
Okay.
Plantastic with Kui.
Yes.
And you can see, they can also see the journey, Mark's journey, and our journey. And also they can now let us know if they would want to have plants, they would also to do the lawn or something, whatever it is that they would want to do.
Share an email with us for
they
people who are not on socials.
Plantasticwithkoi@gmail.com.
Yes. All right, that's it, Kui. But let me give you a moment to close the show for us. Usually I'm the one closing the show, but today I want to maybe see someone do it for us, you know. Feel free to close the show for us and thank our community also for watching and for subscribing to our platform.
Nimepewa madaraka.
Amen. Let's go.
Oh, this is nice. I am so grateful to be speaking to all of you. You know how honored I am to even know that you could be 1 million subscribers. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome audience. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. And to all the caregivers who are out there. Remember, you're not alone. This journey, you cannot carry it by yourself. Reach out. Reach out. If you need to send emails, like Lynn said, that would be awesome. Just let it out. Find a way. Find that one thing that distracts your thought. So asanteni, and thank you so much. And tafadhali, if you can, go to Plantastic with Kui. No, go and see what it takes to be a caregiver, honestly. It's not easy, but yes, it's not easy. You can do it. Just do what you can and allow other people to help and assist you where possible. Asanteni, and it's a wrap.
Did you do that? I'm not even gonna add anything. It's a wrap, guys. Go check her out on her TikTok account if you can. There's an email also on the screen where you can be able to share whatever it is you want to share with Kui. There's that email. Use it responsibly. Sawa sawa. And I appreciate you guys. We formed a very beautiful community. And to you and to all our previous guests that have welcomed us to their homes, we don't take it for granted. I get to see these homes firsthand, but it's not just the homes. I get to experience these stories with them, and all you're seeing and hearing is just a snippet of their lives. So you can imagine how it has been. So thank you for the wonderful feedback on this particular theme, and I hope you continue to learn and relearn. I love doing this with you guys. It's been an honor having this theme with you guys this year. Sawa. Bye-bye.